have served on this board for 9 years, and during that 9 years I was elected 4 times to be president to lead the board by my peers. During that time I had advocated and gotten Parks and Recreation and graffiti abatement added to the powers of the Rosamond Community Service District, which did allow us to get United Street Park converted from the weed field and tumbleweeds to the park we see today for the kids to play soccer, Little League, youth football, people walking their dogs. I'm just so excited about that land being used for that and getting some real good use from there. The other thing we were able to do, because we had the powers there added, was to reopen the West Park pool, and saw a lot of people out there really enjoying that, and we just want to continue to grow with that and continue to enhance the quality of life. I served as far as being locally involved and involved in the community. I've been a past president of the Rosamond Chamber of Commerce, served there as a director for 5 years. The current Rosamond Rotary president, a service-based organization that helps internationally, worldwide, eliminating polio from the world, as far as, and also locally, you know, providing scholarships to the schools, helping with the billboard at the high school, having the Kern County Sheriff's Appreciation Dinner. That's another one that we really like to put on.
That was a good one.
It's you know, it's important to be tied in locally and care about the community you're in, and that's one thing that I want to do, is always to see the quality of life in Rosamond to continue to get better, and I want to continue to fight for our water rights amongst those who would perhaps try to use power plays to take that away and possibly put Rosamond in a worse situation. And I want to continue to take all those ideas and plans that I've gotten started, the water banking, things like that, and continue those on to make sure Rosamond stays ahead of the curve instead of trying to play catch-up at a very costly.
When you were on the board before, did you serve on any state associations connected with water? Or?
Oh yes, I was a legislative outreach ambassador for the Association of California Water Agencies, or also known as ACWA, and was involved in trying to mold and change legislation so that it was good still for the water community, and educate legislatures on what those decisions that they would be making and how their bills would affect water and their voting public. I also was a graduate of the California Special Districts Academy, their governance academy.
Our reception has been excellent. People are very grateful that they've heard some of the problems with chloramines, that they understand this is ammonia in their water, that they can prepare to take action against the chloramines. One gentleman he even asked me, he said, well, you know, after a lengthy discussion on what chloramines really are, and he says, well, how about if we go picket or have a demonstration against chloramines? And I said, well, that's fine, go for it. That's your right. But that's how strongly he feels about chloramines not coming into his community.
A lot more people that participated in the program than we had sometimes on our recreational swim days on our weekends. We had a couple vendors. One's called Puppy Mama's Biscuit Bakery, and the other one is called Healthy Companions. Healthy Companions kind of has a Gatorade for dogs. We also served our own refreshments. The Parks and Recreation Division had its own refreshment booth. And then the Antelope Valley Dog Obedience Club brought their therapy dogs and tried to encourage people to become therapy companions and socialize doggy-doggy as well as person-to-dog. And we had no aggression. Everything worked well. We did have one unexpected throwing up in the pool, so we had to close the wading pool down, but everybody enjoyed themselves. We had several of the dogs who were extremely reluctant to take that plunge. A lot of dogs are lake-oriented swimmers and not necessarily pool-oriented swimmers, so there was a lot of encouragement that needed to be done, but the majority of folks that came there had multiple dogs. They all kept their dogs on their leashes. The lab there just must have made 100 jumps in the pool, just flying jumps in the pool to retrieve that ball.
What if it starts let's go to Tropico. First thing we have to do is land acquisition. We know that. That's the first thing we got to do right off the bat. And we're working on that. Then if it has to be positive. It has to be something that's going to be for the kids. We're not going to be here all this time. Some of you could be gone, any of us could be gone, and in the next 5 years, all of these facilities could be in place. If everything goes according to the plan with what you went through last night, I'm looking at the priorities list, getting our first project in and approved and out to bid in December will put us in the market as all of our other buildings come in. A year from now, we could have a new elementary school being built, all the high school buildings being built, and all of Tropico being built all at the same time within a year.
On the order never seen before in Rosamond. The number of construction projects, the amount of infrastructure and improvement that we will be doing. But the first key on this is we've got to get Measure H passed to be able to have to have our matching share. As Rod said, that will take and unlock up to $100,000 or $100 million of funds that will otherwise, if we don't get our act together, those funds will probably end up going down to LA Unified or Fresno or somewhere else, and we will end up being stuck in difficult situations as our need for school size expands and having no funds to do it. So we got a major task ahead of us. Jim, I'm glad to hear that RTA is willing to support and doing what's necessary to get the bond, to get this measure passed. Our student board member.
Thank you.
And thank you all for coming. Ashley, you're up.
Just like to thank everyone for coming, and thanks for letting me be involved in this meeting. And
So this is a gas saver, huh, Ruben?
It is definitely a gas saver. 28 miles to the gallon on the highway. CD player, power seats.
Power windows, power door locks. Yeah.
Yes, and
a little moonroof.
4-cylinder engine that drives and it feels like a V6, and yet gives you plenty of gas mileage.
It's got a lot of pep.
It's got a lot of pep. As you can see, just now we came around the corner and it feels like it's accelerating at a tremendous speed, but we're not. I'm not even giving it a whole lot of gas.
How many miles on this car?
This car has 10,591 miles right now. And I need to turn around. This is advertised for 16,900.
16.9.
Yes, it's a 2006 Mercury Milan.
The purpose of the program was to send letters and boxes to soldiers that are deployed overseas.
Sure.
Some are local and some came to us via people that knew them. And as we approached our students with this program, the students got really excited and they started bringing in names of brothers and sisters and fathers and uncles and other people that were in the service. And so the first year, by the end of the first year, we'd expanded to other teachers, and we'd sent out about 200 boxes.
Wow.
By the end of the first year. And so what we do initially, we contact the soldier, we send them a box, and usually the box has cookies, hard candies, books. The students have brought in their own CDs and DVDs used. The kids write letters to the soldiers, and he also talked to my students about camel spiders, which made their eyes get real big. Camel spiders, we've been told by the troops, can get as big around as 2 feet around, and they're big and hairy. And so he got a lot of shudders from my little girls when he talked about that.